Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Curren 8439 homage to Tissot PRX. Let's start with the wrist check. I'm wearing the C-Stern S434. I really love this watch. It's great. And Grogu's wearing my Pagani Design PDYS010. I asked Grogu if he learned any new Life Day carols this year. He said Master Skywalker taught him a new one called Django cells. I said, Django cells? Those cells were used to create the clone army that eventually wiped out the Jedi. That seems very un-Life Day-like to me. He said, who appointed you the Spirit of Life Day gatekeeper, Earthling? All right, let's take a look at the watch. As you can see, it looks a lot like a Tissot PRX. And one of my viewers asked me to review this, and I said sure. And I've been holding on to this watch for quite a bit though, because I was not a big fan of the bracelet. And so I ordered an aftermarket PRX bracelet just to see if they would fit. And it arrived the other day, and it does indeed fit. And I will show it to you on later, because I just do not like this bracelet. Curren makes ultra affordable watches. One of my viewers asked me to review this watch at $15. It seemed like a reasonable request, so I pulled the trigger. This Curren is obviously inspired by the Tissot PRX and close enough to consider it an homage as far as the watch head is concerned. But the bracelet is really bad and would kind of look like a PRX bracelet if it didn't have these fake engravings to make it look like an H-link. Also, instead of a PRX butterfly clasp, it has a cheap press clasp with no micro adjust. This 8439 comes in black, white, or blue in the steel color. If you want a two-tone, you can have it in a green or white. For an additional 70 cents, you can have a box. I saved the 70 cents and did not get it in a box. The watch is 40 millimeters if you measure at the bezel, but 42 if you measure at the case. Has 48.5 millimeters lug to lug. It's 11.3 millimeters thick. Lug width does not apply, but 25 millimeters where the bracelet meets the case, and weighs 118 grams on the supplied hollow bracelet with 4 links removed. Then we have a smooth bezel, and the bezel's an alloy, not steel. It even says so in the ad. They're not lying about that. And then we have the dial. The dial has a waffle pattern. On a real PRX, only the automatics get a waffle pattern and the quartz get smooth. But this one, they went for the waffle. Then we have the Curren name up top with the red C. Then it says water resistant quartz on the bottom, and you only get the 30 meters basic. Then we have applied indices, and they are not lumed. And we have a double baton at the 12. And then we have the Lume stick hands, and we have an unlumed second hand. And there is no date on this dial. A real PRX has a date. We have an unsigned push-pull crown. The crown action, it's a little loose when you go to set it, but as long as you hold the crown, there's a little bit of jump, but not major, so you can set it fairly accurately. I've seen a lot worse. But one thing I noticed too is when the second hand ticks, sometimes if you look at the minute hand, it kind of jumps around. So it's not a very good quartz movement. It's cheap Chinese quartz movement. I don't know which one it is. I didn't pop the case back and look. Then we have a flat mineral glass crystal. It seems fine. You can see through it just fine. It's mineral glass, so you usually don't need AR coating. And then we have the case. The case too is alloy, but they actually brushed it before they plated it. So you do see brush marks. It's not all shiny. I've seen a lot worse looking ones. In fact, it looks a lot like steel just because of the brushing, but it's not. It even says so in the ad. Then we have the case back. The case back is a press-on, even though it has the little fake slots for a wrench. It's a press-on. It says stainless steel back, which is a good tell. The rest of the watch is not. Then it says made in China. So they're not telling any lies there. That gives the current name and model number. Once again, I don't know the movement underneath. It's Quartz, it's Chinese, and it's cheap. And then we have the bracelet. I really don't like this bracelet at all. It's hollow, and it's got these little fake engravings to make it look like an H-link, but it is not an H-link. The irritating part is a real PRX has links like this, but they don't make them look like an H-link. So if they would have just kept a stupid slot out, it would have looked a lot like a PRX bracelet. But they did not. And then we have a clasp. The real PRX has a butterfly. This one does not. I'm not a big fan of butterfly clasp because of the lack of micro adjust, but they didn't put any micro adjust on this one either. So they might as well stuck with the butterfly. Then we have split pins instead of screw pins. Of course, you're not going to get screw pins on a watch in this price. I'm happy with split pins anyway. One nice thing though, I did remove 4 links, so it's plenty long. So my friend Johan can wear this one, no problem. But yeah, I don't like this bracelet, so I went ahead and ordered another strap that I showed you earlier. Then after I do my wrist shot, I will show it to you on the other strap. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. I like the watch head. It does look nice. I just don't like this bracelet. I mean, I guess the bracelet doesn't look bad, but it's just, I don't know. And I removed 4 links, so you can wear this if you have a huge wrist. Here's the watch without the bracelet. I took the bracelet off, and instead of spring bars, it has these split pins, and they came out really easy. So taking the bracelet off is no big deal. I was able to do it easily with a tool like this. When you measure the gap, though, here, it's 13 millimeters. But when you look up PRX aftermarket stuff, it's 12 millimeters. So there is going to be a little gap in the strap. But I guess it's better that it's bigger and not smaller. So let me put it on the strap now, and I'll show it to you on the strap. Here's the watch on an aftermarket PRX strap. And as you can see, that looks so much better than that bracelet. And this was really easy to change because those split pins come out really easy. And as you can see though, there's a little bit of gap here. Not a big gap, but a little bit of gap, because this is a 13 millimeter slot, but this is a 12 millimeter strap. But I think on a strap, it's no big deal. I'd be a little cautious though with the bracelet, because I don't know if the bracelets, the holes are going to line up and everything. A strap should be no big deal though. Here we are in the Lume room. This watch does not have good Lume, but you probably knew that anyway. As we speed up the time, we see only the major hands are loomed and everything is fading fairly fast, exactly what I expected. What do I like about this watch? I like the waffle dial. I do like the case. I think they did a pretty good job with it. The bracelet is plenty long, plenty of links to remove. And it actually is compatible with PRX aftermarket straps. I don't know if they're compatible with aftermarket bracelets, but it is straps. What are my gripes and groans? Fake H-link bracelet, no date, loose minute hand, and lousy Lume. Do I recommend this watch? I think they did a pretty good job with the watch head, but I really don't like the bracelet at all. Why do a fake H-link? It just looks bad. Plus the bracelet is dull and looks out of place. I know it's only a $15 watch, but I've seen better bracelets for the money. However, if you're willing to put it on a strap, I think it's a pretty good watch. But then again, that raises the price. I paid $12.50 for this strap, so all of a sudden a $15 watch becomes almost a $30 watch. And I don't know if I could recommend this watch for $30. But then again, if you're happy with this fake H-link bracelet, then I guess it's not a bad watch for $15. Well, thank you for watching my review of the Curren 8439, and I will be back with another review. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.